I'm Alex Beller. I was actually a class of 2013 at USC, but I dropped out at the start of my senior year. I technically went on a leave of absence. The first was that I was interning somewhere, and it was going really well, and they made me an offer to come on full-time because they were a tiny little startup in Santa Monica. But I also took a leave of absence because I was really struggling in school. I'd been here for years, I'd hated it all 3 years, I was really unhappy, and I sucked at school, which was confusing because I thought I was a really capable person, but I was just bad at doing the college thing. And so I wanted to go and do something that was I felt like I had this opportunity to realize my potential more and do something that I could be good at. So because I joined so early, I was able to grow, and I became the company's first account manager, and then the company's first business development person, and then I ended up running a revenue team of about 9 or 10 people, where I was overseeing the company's partnerships and growth and strategy and legal, and that was awesome. I can afford to fund my own schooling now and pay my own bills, but I also set my own hours at work, so maybe I should go back and finish, and I'll work on my off days. And around that time, so the summer, a friend approached me, someone who I had worked with previously, about looking into a project of his. And it occurred to me then, I was like, oh, you know what, actually going back to school, and all this freedom, maybe this is the right time to be entrepreneurial. So yeah, that's what happened, and that's kind of how I came to Postscript. Postscript is it's a marketing tool for e-commerce companies. So anyone who sells anything online, specifically through storefronts, they have marketing needs, and specifically they get customers and they speak to their customers in a few ways: email and things like Facebook advertising or social media. But those are really, really crowded spaces. And so we were interested in seeing if we could come up with holistic tools that e-commerce marketers could use to speak to their audience. And specifically, the company I worked at was an e-commerce company, so I have a lot of experience in that space. My favorite metaphor for it is that there's a train coming down the tracks, and as an entrepreneur, the train is your company, and you're trying to lay the tracks literally right in front of the train, to keep it from going off the tracks. And the train starts going faster and faster, and you start to have to lay down things faster and faster, lay down the tracks. And so the good thing is that we've been seeing traction and adoption in a really short amount of time, so that and that's exactly what you want in a startup. You don't want to spend years developing this perfect product off what you think people want. You want to learn what people want based on customer interaction and getting feedback from them and having them request features, because you're always wrong in your hypotheses, especially in tech. And so, but it's been a challenge where we're out there and I'm out there talking to customers and they really want the product, but they want it slightly different, or, oh wait, this doesn't work, or, oh, we just shipped this product and it's broken. And so there's a lot of good challenges wrapped up in there. Otherwise, I think it's been hard to balance my time. I'm actually taking 18 credits right now, and that's a hard thing to balance with this. I'm also working to fund all of this. So that's a lot of different things to balance. The makeup of our team. I've been exposed to a lot of different startups. I've been a part of different startups, and the people I'm building this company with are I feel like I'm working with people who are better than me at their specific disciplines, which is exactly where you want to be, challenged and learning, and with highly competent people. And the other thing is that I'm really passionate about e-commerce, the actual space we play inside of. I know e-commerce really well. I know what e-commerce companies need, and so to be able to sell to them, help give them tools to improve their businesses, that's a great thing for me. With discipline. I wouldn't have been able to do it when I was 21, when I was a student before, just because I didn't have my life handled. But after working in a pretty intense startup environment for so long, I feel much more capable of just getting stuff done. So like, because I'm interested and excited in what we're doing, I'm pretty ruthless with my time and doing kind of everything to the minimum level that is acceptable to me. Like, perfection has been my enemy. So when it comes to school, I'm doing like the minimum amount that it takes to get good grades. And I'm not worrying about everything that we're building at Postscript being perfect, as opposed to like getting 80% of the way there and getting it live, and over the next few years we'll perfect things, but like just trying to run as fast as possible. I love e-commerce though. I think it's incredible. So on the internet, there's a bunch of different business models, but from a really high level, right, there's like, as the internet ecosystem goes, either when you interact with anything online, either you are the product or you are the customer, right? So when you're the customer, with Netflix, you're the customer. You pay for Netflix and they give you something. With Facebook, you're actually the product, right? They're using you and your data to sell to advertisers who are the customer. So I find the media business, which is advertising, so everything from like publishers to Facebook, anyone who's selling ads online, that business, because I have worked in it, is like brutally hard, and like how the internet works kind of run against it. So the media business is really, really hard. I love the e-commerce business because it's so fundamental. It's like the customer sees something they want and they pay you for it. And that's such a clean transaction, and there's so much honesty in it that I really like that. I think we're all programmed to like get as good of grades as possible in order to like secure a good entry-level job somewhere. But I think that taking more risk, which can lead to more reward, we so fear risk, but the truth is that there aren't really like disaster scenarios for most people in our situations. Like the disaster scenario of you like moving back home to try to start a business and it failing is that like at that point you go get the job you would have gotten otherwise. And you have crazy life experience that came from that failure. So yeah, take more risk. The like mental health side of it. To be honest, I'm a little uncomfortable labeling myself as an entrepreneur because I just like don't think we're there. I think we're like just getting started, and like I'm just one piece of a really, really strong team. But I think that there's like inherent stresses in trying to create something of value and fake it till you make it and pay yourself off that. That's so much more stressful, and there's so much more involved with every interaction with it. The customer complains, some code breaks, whatever. You own that, and there's so much more stress involved that like I think that people tend to shy away from that and that reality of it, and that they don't really talk about it. Yeah, so we're just focused on growing. We have a huge roadmap of features we're gonna build. We're gonna focus on our customers and rolling out a bunch of new features for them that's gonna help them drive new revenue and talk to their customers in new ways. And yeah, we're focused on that.